the kingdom can turn around. We're lighting up the night, shaking up the ground. Excuses and flames, yeah, we're breaking free. We'll be fire, this is our legacy.
All right.
It's a Mario. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno from Milano, Italy. What's happening, Jay Kinder?
Dude, man, I wish I was there. I can't wait to have this discussion. And you're in the EXP office there, right?
I am. I'm in the only EXP office, I believe, in the whole country of Italy.
Wow.
It's right here in Milan. I'll tell you, this is, this just shows like how unworldly, I guess you could say I am. I never really had like, oh, I can't wait to go here. I can't wait to go there. But Italy is blowing me away. We went to Rome. We walked through the Vatican. We went through the St. Peter's Basilica. And man, talk about goosebumps and the amount of beauty and architecture and everything. And then I got to meet my friend. We're going to meet the new leader, the director of EXP Italy, Andrea. He's sitting here next to me. We're going to introduce him in a minute. But before we do, how's everything going back in the States? Are you holding the ship down over there?
Holding the ship down, man. I'm eyeballs deep in OpenClaw, getting OpenClaw set up, the things that we're able to do and we're about to be able to do. I don't know if you saw, I posted a video on my Instagram from 20 years ago, 2007. It was posted with one of those flip cameras. Mike was videoing me.
Yeah.
I thought he made it with AI because what I was saying, I'm still saying, like, it's the same problems. We're trying to connect technologies, get things to work together. And I was basically explaining, like, why can't you just take all the ideas in my head and make it happen? And so it was just funny because it was the 28 or 29-year-old version of me, Braden's age, essentially. And we've been trying to solve the same problems for 20 years. And, now we can solve them. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, why are you so excited? I'm like, dude, I've been trying to solve some of this stuff my whole life. Like, and now I see a window where I can do it. You think I'm going to sleep in today? Like, no, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's fun.
Awesome, man. Cool. Yeah. So I was kind of doing my homework before we came in here, and before we dip into like the marketing and stuff like that, we want to talk about, I want to introduce my new friend here. And yes.
Hi everyone.
How's it going?
Yeah, so Andrea is the new marketing director for EXP Italy.
Yes. I start in XP in Italy at January.
Okay.
3 months ago.
Okay, and how many agents do you have here now?
Now we have about 70 agents, and XP arrived in Italy about 4 years ago. And now I want that this company grow, because I think this company have more possibility for take more agents in all nation.
Yeah. So we kind of started talking about our favorite topic, which is marketing, Jay. Yeah. And I went ahead and took the liberty of going into ChatGPT and kind of doing the similar exercise that we do for agents when we launch a funnel, depending on where their market's at. We're talking about a marketing funnel with an advertisement, right? And I was asking, why are people moving into Milan? Similar to like, why are people moving into Frisco? And I knew nothing about Milan other than it's beautiful and the food. Oh my God. Mamma mia.
It's fantastic.
Food is fantastico. I mean, we've been eating and eating. It feels like we're either drinking cafe, or we're eating something amazing every other. But beyond that, I didn't really know much about it. And lots of churches everywhere.
Yes.
I feel extra holy for sure. And by the way, happy Good Friday
Happy Good Friday.
Big day for us Christians. And so I did the same exercise. And what I came up with was very interesting. So, similar like the migration that we see coming to Frisco, Texas.
Right.
Very similar here for high growth. Milan is, I think, the highest growth area in Italy.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And the reason that it is a lot of the same reasons. It's a financial. So a lot of people come here for fashion. Obviously, most of the world knows Milan because of fashion. But the other piece of it is it's the financial area. A lot of the financial markets for Italy.
There are many persons that arrive in Italy and Milan for the finance.
Yeah. And I saw a lot of like more wealthy people. They come here because of taxes. Is there a tax benefit or some
Yes,
some type?
we have less tax for the person that arrive in Italy.
Yeah.
And many persons arrive for this motivation.
Yeah. So they come here for a new career and better financial stability, more jobs, things of that
Right.
nature.
Yep.
It made me think of Frisco. What are people doing? They're moving to Frisco because there's lots of employment,
Yep.
and that's why you see this big spike in growth.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So, I think, from a marketer's perspective, people move, there's reasons people move. And it sounds to me like there's the same reasons that people move to Frisco or move to any marketplace that they want to be in, a school district, a job, whatever the case may be, applies in Italy as well.
Yes. And so it was just fascinating to kind of like do the same exercise that we do there. I don't know, Andrea, do you run advertisements to get buyer and seller leads here in Milan?
In Milan, there are a market more important in real estate, and for have more buyer and seller, we use more the technology and the social network.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
For take more clients.
yeah, Facebook,
Instagram, and TikTok.
and TikTok.
Yes.
Those are your three main. That's same as the States.
What is the what's the website where you have listings? Where do people go to see inventory of houses?
In Italy, there are three sites principal: immobiliare.it, casa.it, and idealista.it.
There's three.
Free.
Okay.
And after there are more other sites, but the most important are these three.
Okay. And I'm curious, you don't have Zillow here, huh?
No,
Oh, see?
aren't
We
free.
like Milano even better now. No Zillow.
Aren't free.
So when somebody comes to the site, your site, and they click on it, on the free these sites, do you get the lead come to you, or does it go to
No,
someone else?
for the clients are free.
Yeah,
For
free.
the agents aren't free.
Yeah.
For take a new listing, we need to pay a commission.
You pay a commission.
Yes.
To the site?
See? Yes.
Ah, so they do have their own version of Zillow here.
Yep. Yeah.
So I bet we could save Andrea here some tax.
Yeah.
We call it a tax when you have to pay this website. We call it a tax, right?
Yes.
You pay like a commission.
Yes.
To them, yeah. Referral fee.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like they got the same thing going there, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at idealista.it. So
Yeah.
it looks like, so the challenge when because we've done this in other countries, I'm curious. In the UK, the whole structure is different in terms of agents are salaried typically. How is the structure typically in Italy? Are the agents, are they licensed? They get licensed and they're commission only, or is there like salaried agents? What does the structure look like in Italy?
Okay, in Italy, for our realtor, you need a license. You need do a course and an exam. And when you take new listing, you and close this operation, you have 2 commission the seller.
Yeah.
Yes.
So no regular paycheck, commission only.
Sorry.
So like, I think what Jay was asking is some like in, you say England, like
In the UK,
UK,
they typically have
they,
salaried
they
agents.
pay salaries, like a paycheck.
Ah,
They get a
okay.
regular
No.
paycheck.
In yes, I understand. In UK, the agent work in company about
Yeah.
and take a salary by month.
Yeah.
In Italy, no. This work, this profession is
Oh, looks like we lost him. We'll wait for him to come back on. What I'm looking at. So we've ran funnels in not in every country, in multiple different countries. The ironic thing is that it works better in other countries than it does even in the US. There he is. He's back.
We're back. We're back. Got a little bit of that Italian internet working here. That's okay.
All right.
We're back. So what I think Andrea is saying is very similar. We work on commission. They work on commission. That is the general way, the compensation works here.
It seems like an opportunity for EXP.
That's right. That's right. How many agents, for recruiting agent, like how many agents work in this in Italy? Like how many people would call themselves a real estate agent in Italy?
in all Italy.
Sure.
About 80,000.
80,000?
Yes.
Woo!
Wow.
I'd say that's a recruiting opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
See?
More.
Wow.
More opportunity. And I think that in the next year, XP can grow more in Italy.
Yeah.
We can help. We can
Yeah.
help with this.
But
What's
it's possible.
yeah? What's the number one challenge in recruiting agents? Is it because they don't know what EXP is? They've never seen it before. It's not big there. What's the biggest challenge to attracting agents?
I know that in Italy, the agents know very well this model, and I think that I can explain good the business model. We can have more opportunity for growth.
Right. It for us in the US in the beginning, it was very much you had to educate them to understand the model, and nobody understood it because they'd never seen it before. But once they understood it, then they all came, and so it'll be the same there.
Yes. I think that the start is not simple, but when you can explain the model in Italy, there are more possibility for grow in all station. I think that this is a good model for the important city and for the international area. Because there are many clients that arrive by other state.
Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on here. Andrea,
Thank you.
Anything we can do to help you? We will now be in touch now that we're friends.
Yes, we can
Yes.
work together.
Yes. Some co-sponsorship opportunities here in Italy,
love it.
buddy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm on it. I'm on.
Honey Badger Nation expanding to the European market. I mean, I think we already have a couple honey badgers here.
Yeah, we
Here in
co-sponsor with a group in UK, and I think we may have an agent or two in Italy. I know we do in Portugal. Yeah, no, I'm not 100% sure we're in Italy. So yeah, I think it's an opportunity. I love it.
Yep. It was nice to meet you, my friend. Yes.
Andre,
Awesome. Yes. Andre. All right. So the only other thing I wanted to wrap up was to congratulate we have quite a few honey badgers that were recognized in the top 10 in their respective the teams or individuals. And I have that list. I want to pull it up, but while we're doing that, man, fill us in on this week. We almost broke another record in attendance for the call yesterday. Tell us about what we got. What we got cooking in the kitchen.
Man, I mean, it's honestly, I've never seen anything work as well as what we're doing. We're leveraging AI to lower customer acquisition costs for agents. We don't charge for it. It's free. It's something you get when you partner with us. And from the people that read the tea leaves, they get on that call and they realize this is a ridiculous offer. Y'all, how are y'all doing this for free? And I have to explain, well, I get paid revenue share, so I don't need to charge you for any of this. And then they're like, you mean you invite someone to this call, they get all this free, and if they come over, you get paid every time they sell a house? Yep. And so a lot of people seem to understand, okay, well, that's got to make recruiting a lot easier. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. And so it's been an equal mix of super excited and also anxiety of making sure systems and processes at scale work. We've been working through systems and processes for just the scalability of execution. Because I'm big on it, dude. Like, this is my name on it. Like, I don't want anybody to come through and be like, that didn't work, right? So I'm super conscious about that. The team does a fantastic job. But what's really happening is AI makes everything. AI doesn't miss. Like, it just doesn't miss. When you leverage AI and use it in the workflows to execute, you just have the margin of error is very, very, very small. And so we're able to generate, clients for people for $150 as opposed to spending, 41% to Zillow or to any of these other portals. And so I'm real quickly going to become the most hated person to a lot of our competitors and to anybody who charges agents money. So,
what's funny is that, the comment I'm going to make kind of contradicts itself in a way, because what you built with Funnel Pilot and, what we really did 5 years ago is just kind of break it down to right back down to the basics. How it's the low hanging fruit. When we started coaching somebody, we didn't start them out by saying, hey, go out and buy, a bunch of radio or TV ads or all billboards or all this expensive advertising. What do we say? Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit.
Usually, that was FSBO's expires. But then the next step from that is what's your lowest cost? And it was running an ad. So running an ad it's not a new concept, but what we did with that concept, Braden, literally just kind of figured out how to do this at not just a low cost, but a super high quality. And that was 5 years ago. Now with AI, we weren't using AI at the beginning.
No.
Now with AI, we're able to do the same exact thing, but with a high quality lead. And it's really outstanding. And it kind of lends to our next segment here in how much ridiculous, it's like almost an unfair weighted advantage of how many people we have in the top 10s in all these categories.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list, dude. Of the top 250, there's 104 people that are honey badgers. And that's pretty unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah,
it is.
And you know who number 98 is?
No, who's that?
Johnny Kinder.
Is that right?
He's in the top. My pops is in the top 100. I called him when I saw him. I was like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, what are you out here doing, man? Like, you trying to be number one? Like, why are you working so hard? He's like, well, no one else wants to do it, so I guess I'll do it. He's funny.
Yep, I love it. He's hustling. How old is Johnny Kinder?
72, 73. Yeah,
72 and still hustling. Congratulations, Johnny Kinder. I'm just going to throw a few other names here. Jamie Broderick, Deb Wilson, our boy, another Lawton guy in the top, Travis Wright.
Yep.
Made the top of that list as one of our big solo agents. Kind of going through this list here. Who else? Brian Cunningham, Michelle Humes in Atlanta, Cindy Featherstone, Dan Beer, Joe Vaccaro. Man, we got, the list just keeps going on and on. Nick Good.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Carlos German.
Yep.
Andrew Gaydosh. Man, we know all these names.
Yeah,
Curtis Johnson, Matt
Avery
Durbin.
Gilbert, Jeremy Larson, Stacy Lynch, Matt Durbin, Derbs, Cujo, Curtis Johnson.
Incurvia team.
Yep.
Incurvia team. Veronica Figueroa, Mark Gelman.
Yep.
We got
Mario, my homeboy Mario
Perna up in
in
Michigan.
Antonio that just came over, has 140, 150 agents he's brought over since he joined.
Woo.
Yep.
Ryan
Michael
Reilly,
Gillies,
Columbus.
Gary Wilson.
Spring.
Yeah, what's interesting about this list is that all of these people are plugged in. You know what I mean? Like, like these are people we have Cindy Featherston Shields. They're plugged in. They're plugged into everything we got going on, and I think that's just an interesting point.
I'll tell you this: not only are they plugged in, I'll give you my common denominator with all these people. But I'm going to finish out the list. We're going from bottom to the top here. We said Spring, Mark Z, a legend in the Detroit market, right? Kenny Fast, Justin Brown. Not sure who Justin is, but congratulations. And then we got, Andrew Franklin, Kyle Whistle, Kyle and Dan putting the top of I think they're number one in volume in EXP worldwide.
Yep.
And as I read that list, Jay, the word that came to my mind that all of them have in common is one thing. They're not just great agents, but they're great marketers.
Yeah.
They stopped and studied and invested and sometimes hired you, sometimes hired other, whether it was Sheplack, whatever, and they became marketers first, real estate agents second. And I'll tell you this, none of those people are wondering where their next client's coming from. They have a system that's proven, it's repeatable, and it works. So it's all about the marketing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not the best how many we have this conversation all the time. How many, real estate agents out there know, man, I'm a better real estate agent than the top agent in the marketplace. Like, I know I'm better, right? Like, I do a better job for my clients. I know that I'm better, yet they have more clients. It's just because they learned one thing that you haven't learned yet, and that's marketing. And it's repeat and referral business is a reward. It's a reward for doing great business. But if you don't increase your the number of relationships, and you have to increase conversations with people that want to buy and sell to have more relationships that you can get referrals from, that is how you speed up the process of doing more deals more consistently, more predictably. And the easiest way to do that is through really good marketing.
Yes.
And, I was going to say this. Go ahead.
I just asked him if he agreed with our theory here.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of proof. A lot of proof there.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for expanding and taking over the leadership role here in EXP and beautiful Milano. Hey, by the way, I got a couple little other honey badgers hanging out over here.
Hey,
My two sons.
what's up, man? Matthew Aiden. Y'all join Italy?
Matthew Stasic, the photographer of the stars in Cleveland, Ohio, and we got the world traveler over here. And the reason we're here isn't just for vacation, but to visit Jake's. He's over here studying abroad.
Yeah,
and he's finishing up his last semester, right? And we'll be coming back home in a couple months. And so, without Jake, we wouldn't be able to make this trip as efficient as we did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you knew this, but everything from where we stay is a 10-minute walk or a 10-minute transit or a 10-minute drive. Everything's 10 minutes. How far is it? Yeah, it's 10 minutes. This is what we learn.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I'll be coming back on Easter Sunday. Hey, God bless you and the Kinder family. Have a happy Easter to you guys.
Thank you.
And we will see you back in the States at the top, baby.
All right, baby. Later. See you guys.
Bye-bye. I'll close this now.